Children, let us go through chapter number 6, natural vegetation. When we define natural vegetation, what we mean is the number of the green area, the number of the trees that has grown naturally without human aid. Okay, so that is referred to as the natural vegetation. Now, if we consider it economically, commercially, or even ecologically, forests, they are very valuable resources. Okay? Because forests, they have tremendous amount of the potential. Forests, they have the tremendous amount of the importance in our life, right from reducing down the pollution to maintain the humidity, to purify air, the source of timber, fruits, flowers, then various sort of the herbs, fuel. Then they are the habitat to the variety of the wild animal, birds and insect. Ideally, a country's 1/3 portion, it should be covered under the forest, but unfortunately it is not so. Not so for the reason because population that is growing at a very fast speed. Vegetative cover that is being removed off because land area that is required for people to settle down there, to have the construction being done, then to have the industrialization, urbanization. So this way the country's green area that is harmed up. Amount of the rainfall and variation in relief, the others being the duration of the sunlight, the type of the soil. So these factors, they affect the natural vegetation. Let us now go through the category of the forest. The first one that we have is the tropical evergreen forest. Now these forests, they are also known by the name of the rainforest. The annual temperature condition is 25 to 27 degrees Celsius, and they are found in the area where rainfall is more than 200 to 400 centimeters. Now what are the areas state included in it? These are found on the western parts of the Western Ghats, especially into the state of northeast India, and then we have the presence of it in the Andaman and the Nicobar Island as well. What are the features, main characteristic of these kind of the forests? They are found in the area of the heavy rainfall, so they are known as the rainforest. Then they form the canopy, generally 3-layer canopy. These forests, they form the underground growth of the long grasses, then the climbers, they are found over here. Now they do not shed the leaves at the same time, and then they remain evergreen. So that is why they are called the tropical evergreen forest. But these forests, we cannot exploit them commercially for the reason that they lack in the pure stand. Then the transportation and facility that is not there. The thick and the dense undergrowth of the forest that is also found. The main species of the tree, they include rosewood tree, sesame and gurjan. So all the three along with their characteristic features that is mentioned, area states mentioned, please go through it. The next category of the forest that we have is the deciduous monsoon forest, otherwise also known as the tropical deciduous forest. Now why these forests, they are known as the deciduous? For the reason that once in a year they shed their leaves. So that is why they are known as the deciduous forest. They are found into the area where the temperature, it exists of about 24 to 27 degrees Celsius, and the rainfall, it ranges between 150 to 200 centimeters. It has two categories of the forest. One that is the dry deciduous, the another one that is the wet deciduous forest. Now these forests, they are found in the areas of the Western Ghat and the Eastern Ghats. Okay, especially then the states of Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Odisha, Manipur, Tripura, Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Then what are the characteristic features of these kind of the forests? These forests shed their leaves for about 6 to 8 weeks at the summertime period, when the amount of the rainfall that is very less, and also at the time of the autumn. These forests, economically, they are very important because of the presence of the pure stand. Transportation facility, it also exists, and they have much more area under them when compared to the tropical evergreen forest. Now, many species of the trees of these forests, they are commercially very usable, like teak, sal, sandalwood, samul, myrobalan, palas, mahua, tendu, eucalyptus. All of them as given in the book. Please go through it because the characteristic features of these trees, that is also very important. Like teak wood, it is used for the construction of the house, shipbuilding. It can resist the white ants, and it is found in the areas of Tamil Nadu, Assam, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra. Then sal, that is also very hardwood, resistible to white ants, occurs in the pure stand, and it is found in the state of Bihar, UP, Odisha. Sandalwood, we already know, very useful economically, used for handicraft, for perfumery, and it is mainly found in the state of Karnataka. So each and every tree species that is given over here, please go through the characteristic and the area states as given in the book. Then we have the next of the category of forest, which is the desert and semi-desert vegetation. Now, desert kind of the vegetation that is found in the area where the average temperature condition is 25 to 27 degrees Celsius, but rainfall is less than 25 centimeters. Now, areas it include southwest Punjab, Rajasthan, then the dry paths of Deccan. Characteristic it is that it is the group of the plant which is xerophytes. They have very thin leaves or no leaves, but the stem is very thick so that they can store the water. Roots, it go deeper down the earth to tap the water. Okay. Now species they include babul, acacia, date palm, khair or bear. Then we have the scrub and the thorn forest, that is the another subcategory. Now this is found in the forest area where the average temperature is about 25 to 30 degrees Celsius and rainfall is less than 100 centimeters. Areas it include northwestern part of the country, Rajasthan, Haryana, Kutch and western Punjab. Characteristic is almost the same one. Low scrub area, stunted trees, shrubs with the long roots and thorns they are found. The species that is found over here, that is basically khair. Now next of the category of the forest that we have, that is the mountain forest. Now this type of the vegetation, that is the mixed forest, and it is based on the relief. Like as the height of the mountain it goes on increases, the natural vegetation it will be in variation. So these are the forests found in the areas of temperature less than 20 degrees Celsius and at the height of 1500 to 3000 meters. Generally they also occur in the area with the rainfall averaging between 150 to 250 centimeters. Now the states they are found is from Kashmir to Assam at the varying height into the region of the Himalayas. So they consist of the mixed deciduous and the coniferous forest, and as the height it increases, then mixed forest and coniferous forest are found. Cher pine, silver fir, deodar, they are the important trees, and out of it deodar, that is the durable scented, and it is used for these railway sleepers and construction, found in the state of Himachal Pradesh and Kashmir. So children, go through the species that is mentioned there in the book along with their characteristic features. Next one we have tidal or mangrove or littoral forest. Now tidal forests, they are known by the name of the tidal forest because they are affected by the high and the low tide of the sea. Mangrove, for the reason that the natural vegetation it mainly consists of the mangrove species of the tree. Littoral means on shore, so these forests they are located on the shore. The tidal forest average temperature they require is 26 to 29 degrees Celsius and rainfall is more than 200 centimeter. They are found in the delta region, especially the Sundarban delta, then Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, and also in the Andaman Island. The major characteristic is the fen metamorphs, alright, the breathing roots. These are the aerial root which hang out from the tree. So at the time of the high tide, when the tree is covered with the water, the roots where they are covered with the water, the aeration of the tree it can take place by the way of these hanging roots. Now Sundari is the important vegetation that is found over here. Sundarban Delta, they have been named after it. It is a very hardwood used for boat building. Other important trees, they are Gorgon, Hintal. Alright, please remember that one tree in tropical evergreen forest that we have gone through, that is the Gurjan. And this one here, that is Gorgon. We know that forests, they are very important for us because of the various product and their uses, right from furniture, fuel, fruits, herbs that they give to us. They form the major source of the income for the government. They form the major provide the raw material to the industrial sector, and also they have the climatic control as well. So the forest, it should be conserved. Various preventive measures they have been taken in this regard, such as the Van Mahotsav program, afforestation, reforestation. Even the National Forest Policy, it was framed for the protection of the forest, which included afforestation and reforestation. And National Forest Policy, it specially emphasized on the conservation of the forest as national heritage with vast varieties of flora and fauna, then the control of the soil erosion and denudation in the catchment areas of the river and the lakes, and to check the extension of the sand dunes. So steps taken by the government which led to the massive movement of the people in forest management. Then the social forestry program and the agroforestry. Social forestry, it had the objective to create awareness regarding the conservation of the forest and at the same time to meet the need of the rural people. And agroforestry, it was the integrated approach of using the interactive benefits that we can gain from combining the trees and shrubs with the crops. Alright, so here we come to the end of the chapter. Children, take a good reading of the chapter, especially the climatic condition and the rainfall condition, and plus the type of the forest, and then the various of the species and their characteristic features of each and every tree that you should know, that you should be aware of. So learn this chapter. This is very easy chapter and can be prepared for your board exams. Thank you, children.